All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're tackling a massive question. Where does our inner peace actually come from? We're going to dive into this really powerful way of thinking about it, a guide to finding that inner freedom. And we'll kick things off with a question that, let's be honest, probably hits home for all of us.
You know that feeling, right, when life is fine? Maybe even great on paper, but inside there's this restlessness, this little buzz of anxiety that just won't quit? You can have everything you ever thought you wanted and still feel agitated? Well, that's exactly what we're digging into today. We're going right to the root of that feeling.
So, first things first, if you feel this way, it's not you. It's not some personal failing. The way this philosophy sees it, this restlessness is just part of the human experience. But here's the good news. It has a really clear cause, which means it also has a really clear solution.
Okay, so check this out. It really boils the whole thing down. Just think about your own experience. When you're really craving something, you're obsessed with getting that promotion or buying that thing or making something happen, what does your mind feel like? It's chaos, right? It's agitated, restless. But what about when you're not chasing anything? When that craving just isn't there? There's a natural state of calm, of peace. This isn't some abstract idea. You can literally feel the difference in your own mind.
And that leads us to the big diagnosis. The problem isn't the stuff out there in the world. It's not the job, the car, the relationship. The problem is our attachment to all of it. Our suffering, that restlessness, it comes from hooking our sense of happiness to things that by their very nature are temporary. They're going to change, they're going to fade, and that attachment, that's the engine driving all our anxiety.
All right, so to really get the solution here, we have to look at this fundamental split, a core idea in this way of thinking. It's all about separating who you are from what you experience. Once you get this distinction, you're on the path.
So you've got these two realities. On one hand, there's the soul, the Atma. Think of this as your true self, the real you. It's the unchanging, eternal part of you. Then, on the other hand, you have, well, everything else. The material world, or pudgal. That's your body, your house, your job, your relationships, the whole shebang. And all of that stuff is temporary. It's always changing. The big idea here is that we get confused. We are the eternal soul, just experiencing the temporary world. All our anxiety comes from forgetting that and acting like the temporary stuff is permanent.
Okay, let's go a little deeper into this idea of attachment, which this philosophy calls rag. And we're not just talking about liking something, like you like pizza. No. This is way more powerful. It's a force that literally acts like a fog, clouding our judgment and stopping us from seeing things clearly.
And this is the hard truth of it. Attachment is basically just setting yourself up for pain later on. Think about it. When you lose something, the hurt you feel isn't really about the thing itself. It's directly proportional to how attached you were to it. If you're not super attached, things can come and go, and it just doesn't hit you with that same gut punch.
This analogy is just perfect for explaining how this works. Picture this. A guy is just head over heels in love. His friends see red flags, his family sees problems, the entire village is telling him, hey buddy, there are some issues here. But to him, she's flawless. He literally cannot see what everyone else sees. His deep attachment, his rag, it's like a filter on his brain that just deletes all the negative stuff. He's convinced they're all crazy, not that his own view is completely biased.
So that's the key takeaway here. Strong attachment just demolishes your objectivity. It makes it impossible to see the big picture. The fact that things are temporary, that they have flaws, that they could cause you pain down the road. It's like our built-in power of judgment, our Vivek, just gets switched off.
Okay, so we've diagnosed the problem, attachment. Now, what do we do about it? How do we start to fix this? Well, this is where the idea of having a clear goal, a laksha, comes in. Because without a destination, any effort you make is just wandering around in the dark.
This story of the two walkers nails it. Imagine two people walking down the exact same road. One of them has a destination. They know exactly where they're going. The other person, they're just out for a stroll, no goal, no map. It's pretty obvious who's going to get where they're going, right? The other walker might be on the right path for a while, but eventually they'll get distracted, take a wrong turn, get lost, because they never had a goal in the first place.
And that's exactly what it's like with spiritual practices. If you're doing them without the clear goal of self-realization, you're just wandering. You might be on the road, but you're never going to reach the end. And this right here, this is the core of the solution. And what's so powerful is that it's not about giving everything up and moving to a cave. It's about something much more subtle, but also much more profound. It's an internal shift in your vision. That destination we've been talking about, it's called Samyak Darshan, or right vision. This is that aha moment. It's that deep, gut-level realization that you are the eternal soul. And everything else, your house, your car, your job, even your own body, it's all separate. It's temporary. It's having that little voice in your head constantly, quietly reminding you, this isn't truly mine. And this building manager analogy, it's absolutely brilliant. So picture you're hired to manage a big construction project. You're amazing at your job. You're on top of everything, making sure the quality is perfect, solving every problem that comes up. You are fully engaged, but the whole time, in the back of your mind, you know one simple fact. This isn't my building. I'm just the manager. So if the owner decides to paint it a color you hate or even sell it, you're not heartbroken. It wasn't yours to begin with. You just did your job. That right there is what right vision feels like. You live your life, you're responsible, you're engaged, but you have that inner knowledge that you're just the manager, not the owner of everything.
So, what's the payoff? What actually happens in your real day-to-day life when you start to develop this right vision? Because this isn't just some abstract philosophical game. It has real, tangible benefits.
Well, for starters, you stop getting thrown around by every little thing that happens. When you know deep down that the real you can't be touched by external stuff, you get this incredible stability. You become centered. When things go wrong at work or at home, you can handle it with that same calm as the building manager. Why? Because you know it's not the real you that's at stake. And that kind of inner peace isn't just a nice feeling. It literally protects your health from the damage that chronic stress and anxiety can cause.
And this might be the most powerful, most liberating part of this whole idea. You don't have to go renounce the world to win the biggest prize. You don't have to become a hermit. The teaching is that if you can just achieve this right vision, this inner clarity, your life is a success, full stop. It's the first and most important step, and it's something every single one of us can start working on today.
So I want to leave you with a little thought experiment. Just pick one thing in your life that you're really, really attached to. Got it? Okay, now just for a second, try on that building manager's mindset. Look at that thing as something you're taking care of, something you're responsible for, but that isn't fundamentally you. It isn't truly yours. How does that feel? That little shift you might feel right there, that is the start of the path. That's where real, lasting peace begins. Thanks for joining me on The Explainer.